Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Mayur Uniquoters Q4 FY2024 earnings conference call hosted by Monarch Networth Capital. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rahul Dani from Monarch Networth Capital. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Yusuf. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Monarch Networth Capital, it's a pleasure to host the senior management of Mayur Uniquoters. We have with us Mr. Suresh Kumar Podar, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, and Mr. Vinod Sharma, CFO of the company. I will now hand the call to Mr. Vinod Sharma for opening remarks. Then we'll move to Q&A. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul. Good afternoon, dear investors and analysts. It's a great pleasure to address you as we reflect on the past year and look forward to the future of the company. Your support and trust in Mayur Uniquoters have been instrumental in our success, and we are honored to share with you the performance of Mayur. Thanks for giving your precious time to join Mayur Uniquoters Ltd Q4 FY24 conference call. Mayur Uniquoters, being a market leader in the synthetic leather industry and an organized player, has been able to leverage the emerging opportunities and delivered exemplary performance in past years, both in national as well as international business markets. Now, I would like to start with financial highlights for Q4 FY24 under review, and we will also give replies to your queries after our review on the financial results of the quarter. The company has achieved the revenue from operations on consolidated basis is 220.89 crores, PBT 39.93 crores, and PAT 32.15 crores. In the quarter, the consolidated revenue increased by 24%, PBT and PAT have increased by 10 and 18% respectively. The revenue from operation on standalone basis is 216.1 crores, PBT 39.7 and PAT 31.98 crores. And in this quarter, the revenue increased by 24 and PAT increased by 9%. Our endeavor is to make the company a preferred supplier for the leading OEMs, especially US and European regions. As informed earlier that we have been selected and received some good orders for OEM supplies to new models in export markets. And based on that, our OEM export sale is expected to increase further in this year as well as coming 2 years. The supply to some new models has already started and some models is expected to start in coming quarters. So we are hoping for a good performance in these 3 years. Also considering the continued request from our export OEM customers, especially in US, we have seen and finalized the industrial land to start with warehousing facilities and manufacturing facilities later in Mexico near US border soon. And land acquisition process will be completed after the required legal formalities done in Mexico. Further, to start general business in European regions, we are also planning to establish a subsidiary company soon in Lithuania, Europe, to cater and supply our products to nearby countries in Europe. While pursuing our business interest, Mayur Uniquoters has also been endeavoring to fulfill our responsibilities towards society. Under the Corporate Social Responsibility Program, we contributed towards the regular plantations and having a plan to do it at a large scale in coming years. The company has also adopted many happy schools for education of children. The company has worked on education for all the people and underprivileged children. Various healthcare initiatives, especially child skill development, water for all, sanitation in school area, distribution of books, bags, clothes, etc., and most importantly, family planning and family welfare schemes in the villages. The state government has also recognized these initiatives on various platforms. I'm thankful to all the investors for their valuable time, to those who became the part of this earning call. With this positive note, I would like to conclude and request you all to open the form for request. And I also request you that the conference call time is 45 minutes. Therefore, kindly avoid repeated questions, and we will not discuss volume data, so please avoid volume-related queries. Thank you. Yeah, over to Rahul.
We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. First question is from the line of Soumik Ganguly from Aditya Money Limited. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. So as you mentioned, revenue, EBT and PAT had an increase. So what would be the qualitative reason for it?
EBT has increased.
Revenue has increased, PBT and PAT has increased. So reason?
Reason is the market improving. We have good sale in automotive industry. It's doing good and export is doing very good. That's the main reason.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Ritika Gupta, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. So I just wanted to know that can you elaborate on where the growth has come from? How has the footwear industry done in this quarter? How has the export OEM done, auto OEM, domestic, as well as the furnishing industry?
See, every area has done good except footwear industry, because there was one regulation by Government of India, BIS specification. That in every footwear they have to use the BIS specification, which people were not ready for that. And because this cycle is very big cycle, manufacturer supply to wholesaler, wholesaler supply to retailer, then from retailer it comes to the consumer. Now, because of this regulation and those existing stocks, they're so high that they have to consume the stocks which is without BIS. So to liquidate those stocks, they have their production, they have reduced. That's why the sale was down.
Okay. And so, can you give us the breakup for export OEM or domestic auto OEM footwear furnishing for this quarter, please, in terms of value, not volume?
Yeah, please note down.
Yes.
Overall export volume is 66.62 crores in export and 147.58 crores in domestic. So would you like to have more breakup?
Yes, yes. In domestic, can you give us auto OEM, auto replacement, footwear?
Auto OEM 52 crores. Replacement 40 crores.
Okay.
Footwear 48.
Okay.
And others you can take 8 crores.
Okay. So can you also tell us what is the outlook for the export OEM and whether the BMW order has contributed to the growth in Q4 and whether it's a fixed price contract and how do freight costs impact us?
Sure. For export.
Export future is very good. OEM export is good, general export is good. They're getting good.
And what kind of growth can we envisage in export OEM for this coming year?
20% you can consider. So in export OEM.
Export will be.
And export general we can on
25 to 30%.
So you can consider 20 to 25%.
20 to 25% export and 15 to 15%
local domestic OEM.
Okay, and as per the numbers that you gave us, sir, the footwear industry is showing a growth year on year in terms of Q4 FY23 and Q4 FY24. You mentioned 48 crores of sale in footwear domestic versus 33.6 crores, which is Q4 FY23, which I have the numbers.
No, in Q4, it is increased numbers in footwear, definitely. But overall, if you see the comparison of...
Yes, for the full year, it's down.
Yes, it's down.
166 versus 189. So what is the outlook going forward? Can we see this run rate for Q4 continuing, or we will see a dip again?
No, footwear will not increase much. But on footwear, we are working in very details with the global brands,
Right.
The local brand, there is too much competition also. And people are working with very, very little margin, which we don't want. Now we are working on global brands, and we have already started working with brands. People have started visiting our factory, and hopefully will start increasing. It will take some time, but this will be a big leap in course of time, because these once you are approved to these big brands, then they can recommend you for the whole world, wherever they are manufacturing. So the chance is very good to have a very good leap, but it will definitely take time, because they have got so many processes that it takes long time to get approval, then to get a business. But I think in next 3 years' time, this business will start increasing. Hence, it will start every year, but after 3 years, we will see the big jump.
Okay. And what about the BMW order? Has it contributed to our Q4 revenue?
BMW. Yes, it has contributed, but not much, because they are buying in Thailand only. Now they are starting in South Africa from this year. This year it will increase good quantity.
Okay. And is it a fixed price contract? Like, how do have freight costs impacted us in this Q4? And do we see them going forward also impacting us?
Yeah, it is a fixed price contract, and freight cost, it's a temporary phenomena, actually, when it increases because of some certain reason, and now it is coming.
Okay. And is it possible also to give us the PU revenue for this quarter?
PU around 6.5 crores in last quarter.
Okay. And what about the investment that you mentioned of up to 30 crores in America? I understand it's for warehousing facilities, but is it going to increase revenues, or what is the purpose, and when can we see it?
Actually, we are taking this land for starting to start with the warehousing facilities, and later we'll use it for manufacturing facilities.
Okay, we are planning to set up a manufacturing.
Yes.
Okay, and other income...
Sorry to interrupt, Ms. Ritika. May we please request you to rejoin the queue, as there are several participants waiting for their turn.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Uday Kumar from UK Capital. Please proceed.
Thank you for taking my question. So, despite good scale of business and exports doing well, why the margins contracted this time? It should have been gone up, right? And any margin expansion we are looking forward on?
Yeah, definitely margin is also good in this quarter also, and it will further improve in coming quarters because of increase in the exports. But this quarter, because we have considered some provisions on account of materials and employment benefits and all. That's why it is excused. Otherwise, it is better than last quarter.
Any pain on the raw material side, sir, and how is the scenario going forward?
No such a special pain in raw material side.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for taking my question.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Rishabh Bothra from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Hello. Good afternoon,
Yes.
sir. Sir, I wanted to understand, though I believe you in each of the calls mentioned that it takes time for approvals and things will follow sooner than later. But what I see is from 2016 till 2021, our sales have been in the range of 500 to 600 crores, up and down plus minus 10%. And margins were around 27, came down to 20%. Last 2 years, we have seen healthy growth in revenue. But was it because of volume or price increases? First question. And the offtake which we are mentioning last 2-3 years with automobile giants, a lot of orders going in, how are those pipelines shaping up? And when will we reach back to the margin trajectory of 25-26% plus?
That margin, आपका last margin, sell कम थी, अभी sell बढ़ रही है पर margin कम है, reason कम कहाँ?
Because of what I am mentioning of full year, not the quarterly Q4. Overall margin in FY24.
Sir, you take one by one question, okay?
Sure.
It's easy to reply.
Sure. Now, so first one is on the revenue front. We were in the range of 500 to 600 crores. Now increased to 800 crores.
2021, we were ranging between 500 to 600 crores. Correct. You are absolutely correct. And margin was around 24-25%. Okay. Now, for last 2 years, and we are increasing revenue terms, and our margin is also increasing.
Margin has come off and cooled off. If you look at 2022, 23, 18-19% is the margin. So around 400 to 500 basis point reduction is there in margin, operating margin.
So he is comparing with the 18-19 margin.
A lot of things have been changed.
Last 7 years, a lot of things have changed. So, 18-19 margin
abnormally high.
We have to discuss about the last year and this year and the future year.
Correct.
What has happened 4 years back and now this is happening. It is very difficult to reply.
So you mean to say we will not be able to scale back to those levels of margin? These 20, 21, 22% is the normal level now going forward.
Yeah, and you can take that the last year margin was better than years back. I think 21-22 and 22-23 is better. Now 23-24 is better than last year, and we are expecting improvement in margin as well as revenue in coming 2-3 years, especially in 2-3 years.
Okay. And in terms of the revenue increase, is it because of volume increase or is it because of price increase of the commodity?
Both.
And what is the scope for further increase in revenue? I mean, what is the spare capacity we have currently?
Spare around 25% capacity is spare, and we can easily go up.
This is you mentioning for PVC. For PU?
Yes. PVC and PU both.
So in PU also we are utilizing around 50-60% capacity?
No. I'm talking about average capacity. Average total capacity. Okay. And in PU we have sufficient 70-80% in spare, and PVC we have 20-25%.
Okay. And I see the depreciation figure increasing year on year from 22 crores to 29 crores in FY24. So where has been the major expansion like, or something has changed in terms of policies?
Some capex we are incurring 30 to 40 crores on an year, on an average every year, and for Gwalior we have actually considered some additional depreciation on buildings and plant and machinery.
Okay, I'll come back in the future.
Okay.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Pranav from Rare Enterprises. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. So if I had to a chance to look at the export data, and the market is very, very huge, and whoever is producing premium PU leather and PVC leather, all those geographies are high-cost geographies like Europe and US. So actually, your strategy fits the market opportunity perfectly that you will only do in a high value segment. So the question is that what it will take for us to crack this market very fast? Because though the strategy is perfect, the speed is a little bit less than what it could have been. I know there are some one-time factors, but the market is huge. So, for example, China is like $2.5 billion export, but they are, exporting in $2 per kg market, whereas our realization is much, much better. So, can you just highlight what we need to do to improve our revenue growth considerably?
Yeah, the growth in export automotive.
See, export automotive is growing very fast. And from this year, next 3 years, it will grow more than 2.5 times to 3 times. You see, we in export OEM business is very different business. It cannot be that just if I like, I can increase any quantity in 1 year or 2 years. They have a process. Any new model they introduce 2 years before, and accordingly they allot. Now, whatever allotment we have got, now from this year, in next 3 years, it will be 2.5 times, which models we already have allotted to us. So naturally, we are increasing, no?
Actually, getting the orders from automotive industry, it's a very different from other.
And one thing, remember, automotive industry, suppose in particular model they have 2 suppliers. They will not change the supplier until and unless there is a problem with the supplier. So, any new business is always coming from new models. So that we are getting it successfully. Every quarter from now, every quarter we will have some model in next 3 years.
Right. So, but even in non-auto...
Has already been allotted.
Even in non-auto OEM, so for example, furnishing and fashion and every other category, these categories also have really high realization, and those are not as step change like in an auto OEM, right? So, in those markets, in foreign export markets, what will it take for us to have a significant share? Because the way I realize is that 15-16% of market is each in fashion and furniture. So auto OEM is just 15-20% of the remaining 50%, So
Furnishing.
even in fashion and furnishing, in global market is a huge premium market. So
listen,
steps there.
So far furnishing is concerned, you see, general export is increasing about 15 to 18% every month. So now how it is increasing? There are a lot of different type of market. One is, footwear market. Then it is, fashion market and furniture market also. But furniture market is also like a automotive market. Here also they just don't like to buy just like that. It needs time. So we are working in these 3 areas in general export, footwear, leather goods, and now we have got good success in marine business. We are doing hardly any marine business. Now it has started picking up because there is less competition in marine. So now people have accepted our material and we have started supplying. One thing you must remember, it is not easy to just like that increase the business. Suppose you are buying something from somebody. I went as a new customer. You will first check me for 1 year, 1.5 years, that how is my quality, how is my supply, and then accordingly you will keep on increasing. I can tell you in marine, we have got very, very good future because recently in last 1.5 years we have participated in 4 different exhibitions for marine. So that has given us a very good exposure. So that will also come. You see, there is a very good future for export, and there is a margin also. So we are working on that very seriously.
Right, sir. Right. Sir, I'll come back in the queue. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Avanish Chandra from Smith. Please go ahead.
Congratulations, sir, on a strong set of numbers. Sir, few updates. And first thing, on the Mexico side, you have already explained many things in your press release, but who will look after the business? What kind of growth potential and business we are looking at? Any ballpark figure on the business plan from the Mexico side?
Mexico, as I told you, that the OEM export, which is mainly at the moment concentrating on USA. Now, like BMW and Mercedes, we are already supplying to South Africa. Now they have told us that if you have a plant here, we'll give you the business of America also, which is double than South Africa. Volkswagen, we are supplying 100% in India. They have also said same thing. Nowadays, Americans are also preferring to have supplies from their own country, because when we are supplying from here, the time period is too long, and the nowadays market is very fluctuating. Certain model is running very good, suddenly it's reduced. Suddenly the model which is less selling, that increased like anything. So they are avoiding to give us the future projection for 3 months, 4 months. They are bringing it down every year. So it has become necessary for us to have a unit over there, for which we are working.
So we will be recruiting people over there, or somebody will go from India, our management team, and look after all those business?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the connection for the management. Please stay connected while we reconnect them to the conference. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for patiently holding. We have the management line reconnected. Sir, we have Mr. Chandra in the question queue waiting for the answers.
Yeah, Avanish, continue with your question.
Sir, I was asking, in Mexico, we will be recruiting people, or management team, some senior person will go from here and they will look after the business in Mexico?
When we are starting the factory, we know what to do, where from the new people has to come, people has to go from here. We are working on all those things. Because of course we have to send people from here also. Then we'll get a good production manager from outside. So that we are looking already.
Okay, sir. And two very small update. One, BMW, last time we said that we will be starting in Q1 FY25. So we are already in Q1 FY25. So will it be get delayed, or this quarter we are starting?
Listen to me. You see, we always talk according to the projection of the OEMs. But their projection always varies. And that varies is not big. Maybe 1 quarter or 4 months. You can't help it. We tell you whatever they tell us. So, but that is there, that the business is there. Business is allotted. You understand my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So still, there would be some bit of delay over here on BMW main start.
समझिए जुलाई अगस्त से शुरू होना चाहिए.
Okay, sir. And sir, PU business, we have been doing 6-7 crore every quarter. So any guidance over there on the PU in FY25?
FY25 PU will increase, but not that big. And what I told now, that we are working on the big brands, and those big brands are all in PU. So whenever those things start working, and it has started working, but it takes time. So I don't feel that, of course, it takes time, but the things will be all right. And every year it will increase.
Okay, sir. Thank you for taking my question. All the best.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Manjeet Buaria from Solidarity Investment Managers. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Manjeet ji, continue.
Yeah. Vinod ji, just two bookkeeping questions before my main question. What is the FY24 full year quantum you mentioned for export OEM and export general, rupees crores?
Yeah. I included both. If you want separate, I can give you separate numbers.
Yeah. Can you just give me export general rupees crore revenue? And
for whole year or quarter?
Full year, sir.
Full year, okay. Now, I told this for quarter.
I want for full year, sir.
Okay. Export general 70 crores and export OEM 168 crores.
And domestic OEM, sir, for full year?
Domestic 185 crores and replacement 143 crores.
Okay. Sir, now to my main question. One, I just wanted to clarify, you mentioned the export OEM, which is 168 crores in FY24. Basis whatever orders you have won, the programs you have won, this can be paid up to 3 times in the next 3 years. Did I get that correct, sir? This 168 crores?
We have told you 2.5 to 3 times. It will be definitely will be there, but you have to consider the quantity mid of the last year. Yani ki, we are already actually increased. If you see the FY22, then this quantum was 140 crores. Okay,
So
and it has increased to 168. Already we are on the path to increase. And definitely this 140 will be 3 times higher in next 3 years.
Got it. So this 140 should settle at 420 crores by FY27 is what your current program.
Yeah, we are expecting.
Okay, very clear. Sir, the second question I had was on your margins. And I appreciate a lot of change, but given exports are going to increase so significantly, why is it tough to go back to our 24-25% margins which we did in past? Because I believe these will be much higher margin sales, the export OEM sales.
As soon as this export sale is increasing, definitely we can expect a better margin in coming years, definitely. Okay, and it is, you have seen in last 2 years also the margin is increasing, and because of increase in export OEM volume.
Okay. One last question, sir, was on the marine business. If you could just explain where does our product find application in the marine business, and what is the sort of size of this industry globally, the PVC or PU for marine industry, for the segments we want to target, the high margin segment. Thank you, sir.
Marine business के PU quantum क्या?
No, quantum I can't tell you right now, but in the marine business, they all use PVC, no PU.
सर ये किधर यूज होता है मरीन बिजनेस में? आप एप्लीकेशन एक बार समझा सकते हैं थोड़ा, किस चीज में जाता है ये मरीन बिजनेस के अंदर?
Application in marine where they use
in boat and all that, you see there is a sitting area, on that it is used. And in these developed countries, most of the people are having their own boat, like the car. It's a very, very big market. And there are very few people. And the quality of this product is very, very, difficult. Because the boat is in open air, there is a summer, there is a water, there is a humidity. So the quality is required to be, suitable to these. So, we have recently introduced in this thing, but there is a very big market like automotive. And there are very established suppliers. And because this is in open, so they very, precisely look for the new customers. But we have started getting orders, we have started supplying, and to whom we are supplying from, say, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, they are satisfied with our quality and gradually they are increasing.
Got it. And sir, how far are we from our PU plant starting to go towards 70-80% utilization? आपने कहा था काफी हमारे सैंपल्स गए हुए हैं ग्लोबली बड़े प्लेयर्स को, थोड़ा अपडेट दे सको उस पर कि कहाँ है प्रोसेस में?
PU we have started with a very good idea, invested money on that, but because of manipulation in the customs, all these problems are creating. Even people are ready to buy 10%, 12% higher from China from us, but the difference is more than 30 to 35%. Now, why that difference is there? Because of the manipulation in customs. In one container, it is more than 30 to 40 lakhs rupees. We are working seriously on that. We have increased the import duty in PU from 10% to 20%. We have tried to implement this anti-dumping duty 46 cents. But in spite of that, they are every time reducing the value. So that is the big crunch we are having. We are working with the government, we are working, and that's why I told that why we want to go in the branded products in footwear, because they all use PU. So that is really little problem, but if this manipulation is not done, we can start from, but within 1.5 years, we can do all the 3 shifts.
Okay, sir. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Arun Maurya from Vallum Capital Advisors. Please proceed.
Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Yeah, so thank you for taking my question. And it would be really helpful if you can shed some light on the PV volumes and PVC volumes for this quarter.
Sorry, we could not get your question.
Could you please read the PV volumes, PU and PVC volumes for this quarter?
Total volume for this quarter is 77 lakhs meters, and it includes PU volume of 3 lakhs meters quarter.
Yeah, and it would be also helpful if you can just give an overall export volumes and revenue of PU and PVC.
What is your question?
Can you just get the numbers on overall export volumes of overall exports?
That we can't give you.
Okay, thank you. I'll join back.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Bhargav from Ambit Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, team, and thank you for the opportunity. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, post this BIS implementation in footwear, are you seeing any investments happening in footwear manufacturing in India?
Acquire?
नहीं मतलब जैसे पहले a lot of sportswear was getting imported into India, but especially from China. But post this BIS implementation, are you seeing any Taiwanese contract manufacturers setting up facilities in India, or an Indian sportswear company increasing investments in India?
Yeah, they are coming in India.
You see, a lot of world-renowned brands have started sourcing their material from India. Now today we are in South India. There are 3 big manufacturers from Taiwan who have started sourcing from India.
So, sir, are we supplying to any of them? Will we be able to supply PU to any of these players?
Abhi supply start kar hua.
No, because they are all using PU, and that PU they are importing, and that is without duty. So that is little problem, but we have already started working, like with Tata. Tata is doing good export, and Jara is also manufacturing in India. With them we are in contact. They have visited our factory. There is one more footwear brand which is working here. We have discussed with them, more than hundreds of samples we have submitted them. Now you see, these guys take your sample, make the end product, then they show it to their customer overseas, and accordingly they start supplying. So this is good future, but it will take time. It will go gradually. It cannot, this business is not like this, that I went somewhere and we are shown the material and I shown the price and they said, okay, start tomorrow. They don't do like that. It's a big, long procedure. But we are very hopeful because we are getting good response, very positive response. So I am 100% sure that we will have a good business in coming years. But it will go slowly. And once it goes, it will be like anything, because at that time they will recommend to all over the world our product.
So, sir, amongst the domestic players, who all are into manufacturing PU apart from Mayur?
There are 3 more manufacturers.
JS is manufacturing PU.
Okay. मतलब एक जैसी है जो बड़ा
companies, 3 more companies.
But they are not that much of organized.
अच्छा, मतलब ऑर्गेनाइज में जश और अपने ही है, 2 ही है.
हाँ.
एंड अगर कैपेसिटी पीयू का यहाँ से 2 या 3 गुना करना है तो कितना केपेक्स लगेगा सर अपने को?
Which PU?
हाँ.
अभी इमीडिएट कोई प्लान नहीं है कैपेसिटी इंक्रीज करने का. पहले ये जो एग्जिस्टिंग कैपेसिटी है वो पूरा यूटिलाइज होगा, उसके बाद प्लान करेंगे.
तो सर अभी की कैपेसिटी पे कितना रेवेन्यू कर सकते हैं फुल कैपेसिटी पे?
125 to 150. 125 to 150 crores.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Bhargav. May I please request you to rejoin the queue?
नहीं, एक ही नंबर पे that's it.
बोलिए.
सर FY24 में कितना रेवेन्यू आया था पीयू में से?
25 crores.
Okay, 25. ठीक है. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Shashank Kanodia from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening, sir. So I just wanted to check that on the auto OEM exports, we were guiding something like 600 crores of revenues by FY26 on a base of 160 crores in FY23. So is there any change in time over there? So have we lost any client or any capability-wise there is some issue? Because now you're guiding just 400 odd crores, that too by FY27.
So which segment you are talking about? Auto domestic or replacement?
Auto OEM exports.
Exports. It is increasing. Where is it in auto export?
Sir, in a couple of calls back, you've given a guidance that it should be roughly 600 crores by FY26.
600 crores?
600 crores. No?
Impossible. How can I say?
No. Today, in last year, we have done 168 crores, and we are expecting 400 or plus something in the coming 2 years.
In 3 years.
3
years.
3 years, including this year.
Okay. Okay. Secondly, sir, we have been talking about good growth across OEMs and replacement market, but still on a full year basis, our top line has hardly grown anything, right? So now going forward, realistically, sir, how should we take the growth prospect for you? Because time and again, there have been some disappointments, there have been some false promises. So can we consider that we should be...
Hello?
It seems that we have lost the line from the current questioner. So we will move to the next question from the line of Viraj.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, am I audible?
Call duration was 45 minutes. So you can take last question.
Okay, sir. We'll take the last question from the line of Guneet Singh from Counter PMS. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. With regards to all the commentary and discussion previously, so, I mean, what kind of outlook do we have for FY25 in terms of top line and bottom line? What kind of growth are we looking at in FY25, and what kind of sales rate margins are we looking at in FY25, looking at the current scenario? And for FY26 as well, for the next 2 years.
We are expecting growth in top line 20 to 25%. Okay? And in bottom line, should be 10 to 15%.
All right. So we are expecting a 10 to 15% increase in the bottom line. So, I mean, are we looking at some margin contractions because top line is growing faster than the bottom line?
Yeah, 150
just 150 crore, yes.
अभी 116 करोड़ है, क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
अभी रुकिए, just a minute.
आप तो बोल रहे हो कि 15 करोड़ 15%
bottom line.
हाँ, bottom line की तो बात कर रहे हैं.
25% in top line and bottom line, 20 to 25%, both.
All right. And sir, what gives us the confidence for this? My last question.
Yeah?
What gives us the confidence for these numbers?
Yeah.
For this number.
You see, can anyone tell confidently that what is going to happen tomorrow? So how can you ask this question that how much I am confident? Now we have made certain assessments accordingly that we are talking to you because we are working on certain things that we will improve in this area so much, this area so much, and accordingly we are telling. Now whatever we are telling, that is whatever work we have done in this for this year. But how can I say that we are confident or non-confident? We will try our best, whatever we are saying. But what is happening during the year, that nobody can predict. But we will try to maintain it our best, unless there is some extraordinary things happen in India or in the world.
All right, sir, got it. That's what I want to understand. Basically, I mean, normally companies get confidence from the kind of order book they have or the kind of, the they have. So
you try to appreciate our views also. We are confident, but it is subject to everything goes well. Then it will be done. We are 100% confident. That's why we are telling you, because we have done projections, we have done assessments. Based on that, we are telling you. But it is subject to everything goes well and everything happens in the same direction as we have expected. But if something goes in different direction, then it may affect our projections.
Right, sir. Got it. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take this as the last question for the day. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments.
Thank you for organizing this conference, and it gives us a lot of learning and understanding at what investors are looking for Mayur. And we can just tell you one thing, that we are doing our best and we see the good future, and we will definitely do better and better in coming years. Thank you for organizing this meeting.
Thank you. On behalf of Monarch Network Capital, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.